What's up, guys? Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading, of course, hanging with the bossy bees. I hope everyone in life finds someone to look at them the way that this beautiful little cat looks at me. So endearing. Oh, you have a little fur on your nose. Can I get it off for you so it doesn't tickle you? It's okay. There we go. Thank you, Maggie Lee, for being here. All right, guys, we're going to dive right into a collective message for twin flames. And I want to tap into what it is you guys need to know at this time about your twin flame journey, okay? It's not really going to be specific messages from the masculine or divine feminine. If it comes up in terms of the energy being felt, I will point it out. But these are general messages for the twin flame collective, what you need to know at this time. Universe, please provide clarity for those who will find this message. What does the collective need to know about the twin flame journey at this time? Okay, so let's see what's coming up. It's a big pile here, so I'm going to keep what's at the very top. Okay, we'll cut it right in half and take what's in the middle. And I will take what's at the very bottom. Okay, so for those of you watching, your first message is, it's about gratitude, okay? Many of you are being called to let go of fear. I feel like for a lot of you, this whole twin flame journey has really expanded your whole perception of life. Many of you are awakening and starting to see it as an ascension tool for a lot of the experiences that you're having. You are different, okay? You are experiencing life on a deeper, different level than everybody else that's around you. So oftentimes many of you are sort of acting as the person that ends up awakening your community around you, okay? And that's why many of you go through it the hardest. It is so that the lessons and experiences that you're having, it's meant to teach you and bring you strength. I feel like right now is a time of understanding that and recognizing it so that we can wake up and start teaching, okay? Because I feel like those of us going through the darkest of the darkest, we need consistent reminders. That's why we're forming all these communities, and that's why many of us are attracted to one another. It's because we're here as like clumping and like helping each other along the path, because I feel like many of you are going to resonate with just feeling fearful right now of feeling so different from everyone else around you. Maybe life seems more chaotic, but the reason it feels that way is because you're feeling things more intensely than everybody else around you, okay? You have taken off the rose-colored glasses, okay? It's almost like you have this inner knowing of the path, the journey, the responsibility that we have. It's like there's an inner feeling within you as well to want people around you to awaken. And so that's why many of you could start feeling very fearful of this journey, or you start feeling fear or anxiety, worry, depression. You want to isolate. You feel those energies creeping up because you're meant to break away from these situations. And yes, many of you are being positioned to kind of go off alone. You're losing a lot of friends. You're losing jobs that seemed really familiar. You're losing a lot of family around you that, you know, you were once good with. But I feel like because you've started setting boundaries or you've started paying more attention to what's important to you, those relationships are naturally starting to, it's like I'm getting upheaval, okay? You're experiencing the energy of upheaval. So some of these relationships are meant to be permanently banned or permanently, it's going to fizzle out so that it's not able to move forward with you in this new energy. And then some relationships are actually going to transform, including your twin flame journey. You'll see that consistently over time. That your twin flame, like nobody else, is going to help you with forgiveness, letting things go, detachment, okay? Let's see what the second message is. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. I love that, okay? And I do feel like many of us are tapping more into that. It's going to be really hard for light workers to start getting messages out like that because I feel like it's going to be really fuzzy with the collective. A lot of people... how can I say this in a strategic way? There is a sense of collectively, the goal is to not have you connect with self. And you do that a lot through the P word, okay? I'm also noticing that that is something else when you say it. It's just like, okay, we don't want anybody to do that. So I'm going to kind of put the card up close here for you guys to see it. That's also a big shift that I am feeling as well for the collective, is that many of us are kind of stuck to our screens a lot, because that actually prevents us from connecting with self again and being able to focus on what it is we're really meant to, which is ascending the journey, okay? Because I feel like the screen time has a lot to do with distractions, and what it's really distracting us from at this time is like being able to move through a lot of the lessons, a lot of the dark night of the soul, the tower moments, with ease, with confidence, with a sense of anticipation, okay? Not to be stuck and feel fearful and say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this right now. Instead, I'm going to scroll through YouTube for the next hour and a half, and then, oh, look at this, I got to leave my house, got to go run that errand, didn't even have time to do what I intended to do. So a lot of that, pay attention, guys. It's kind of, you know, it's swirling around us at this time in terms of distraction, okay? Many of you are starting to see that you can't even, you know, watch one reading for a long time before the next title gets to you, or you can't even focus on just doing that, because you need to constantly be like searching for the next best thing. So I do feel like a lot of us are paying attention to these things, and a lot of us are slowing down, or making sure that we're paying attention to slowing down. This whole energy of slowing down as well, I feel like it's coming from the divine masculines, okay? That is the energy that I'm picking up on. I feel like a lot of the divine masculines they're controlling addiction, okay? That is what I feel for a lot of the divine masculines, okay? It says, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I could see what is of the highest good, okay? And the reason I feel like a lot of your divine masculines are controlling addictions is because the more they don't, or the more they get lost in it, the more the connection with the divine feminine gets lost. And they can't do without that. It's like that's what gets them to wake up, is when they start losing the connection to the divine feminine. It's almost like I see somebody kind of shaking it off. It's like they start losing their strength, they start losing their powers. So I do anticipate that for a lot of the divine masculine collective, we're feeling a lot of these kind of karmic towers be exposed to us. But I feel like it goes deeper. Like it's the karmic fall of every single thing around us being exposed. And the reason I feel like it's being exposed is because, like, the whole materialism, people feeling, you know, overwhelmed by that, the distractions, it doesn't hold a lot of power anymore. And I do feel like many people are seeking connection, and I feel like a lot of that pull to the screen time is because of like loneliness, okay? AI as well is kind of penetrating its way into information that we consume as well. So I think that the more that happens, the more we're going to end up craving just genuine connection. So people are going to start being a little bit more intentional. And I feel like if you're on this twin flame journey, if this reading has found you, you're probably already picking up on these energies of just remembering to stay true to your path and not to get swept up in the wave of people really struggling with ascension. They're struggling with the symptoms of ascension is the best way that I can put it, because many people can feel like they're maybe going crazy, but they're not seeing that they really just need to accept, okay? A lot of people are being guided to stop the rat race, but they're so worried about stopping the rat race. They're so worried about taking a risk to rest and relax and recuperate. So I feel like those are the people that are really struggling right now, or needing to see those of us that are on the twin flame journey who have endured that, you know, we're the calm amongst the chaos. Because I feel like because we had to feel this love so intensely with our counterpart, we as twin flames had to dive into a lot of our worst case scenarios, worst fears, life being shifted instantly, regrets, tower moments, the dark night of the soul. But thankfully, I feel like many of us had these like-minded communities to connect to, almost like to bring our inner soul some validation and some peace. So for those of you who find this video or who know how to keep the peace or keep the calm, I feel like that's going to be really important for you, or something that you're recognizing on this twin flame journey, is that many of you are going to be called to pay attention to that, because a lot of you are like, okay, what's next? Like, I've moved past this pull to this person, the obsession. I've done a lot of the healing. What's next? I feel like many of you are going to be called into mission to say, okay, now how do you teach others to keep the peace or keep the calm? Okay, I'm going to move on to this message here, and it says, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Okay, so acceptance. I feel like you're going to be teaching people how to do this again. The triggers are going to come up, and I feel like a lot of people again are going crazy because they're shifting and they don't recognize or realize that it's ascension. We can't stay stagnant in this energy anymore. If we look around, you know, towers are falling, forcing us to pay attention to what is in the highest good for everybody, right? I feel too, like, even with a lot of what's going on in like the entertainment world and things like that, it makes me think of Lauryn Hill, where she's like, you know, showing off your ass because you're thinking it's a trend girlfriend. Let me break it down for you again. You know, I only say it because I'm truly genuine. Don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem, baby girl. Respect is just the minimum, okay? So I feel like with those towers falling, that's why a lot of the divine masculines are waking up, because there's no, like, people are scared now, right? Like, I feel like particularly like for the feminine energies, or what's perceived as, you know, even just women in general here on this planet, I feel like with those karmic towers or certain things falling, a lot of our divine masculines are waking up as well, because I feel like women are no longer going to want to be showing off their ass, because if that's the kind of, you know, scary situations that it can get you into, then I feel like people are going to start taking pride in keeping themselves safe. Okay, it's no longer going to be the desire to want to do that. It's not going to be seen as something cool or sexy to do. People are just not going to desire to want to do those things. Okay, therefore, I feel like less and less the divine masculine collective is going to be less distracted as well, because if you guys look at it, you know, more and more and more, we have that perception of feminine energy being exploited in the sense. But I feel like what's fizzling out is the attraction to the way that it's being exploited. You know, there's like very little souls left that are really feeling the attraction to that type of exploitation when it comes to the feminine energy. A lot of people are starting to appreciate natural and normal and grounded. I feel like that's what the planet is moving towards at this time. So many of you are feeling called to embrace the twin flame journey again, instead of feeling really deterred by it. And I feel like within the last year, a lot of you have been through turmoil, pure turmoil when it comes to this journey. But I feel like as the year tapers off, many of you on this journey who have really kind of tripped and fallen and rolled down the hill and got a whole bunch of cuts and bruises and didn't think that you were going to make it, all of a sudden your eyes are now opening and you're realizing, like, okay, I am not dead. Time to get moving. And you're gone again. Whereas I feel like, you know, the collective of people around you now that you're dealing with could be those people who have had that tumble or about to have that tumble, and your lesson or your calling is going to be teaching them how to be able to get back up. Because I feel like many of you now, that is really, you know, what is going to start happening all around you, and you're going to find yourself having this inner emotional strength to be able to teach people, you know, how to continue to hold that frequency and change and vibrate on a higher level, being more authentic, drawing boundaries, saying no to people. You know, people are going to start coming to you as well for just advice on life, because you're going to be vibrating on this, like, no fear. I think that came out here. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. So I feel like because a lot of you on this twin flame journey, you've you've ascended in a sense, or you're continuing to ascend, but you're doing it at a faster pace than your community, than the people around you. Therefore, you're being used as this tool to assist them. So many of you are going to feel people being drawn to you in this very fatigued or tired energy, and it's going to be just like energetically being tired of the rat race, working the 9 to 5. Like, how do I stay home? How do I spend more time with my kids? How do I start up a business from home doing something I actually enjoy? Many people are going to want to know how it is you're maybe living life so simply. And that's why I'm saying there's going to be a lot of karmic towers fall when it comes to material things. Now the desire is going to be how to live within your means, or how to live with less. How do you adapt that skill? Okay, because a lot of people out here who are living materialistically are starting to feel those towers fall. Okay, debt, a lot of debt, being swallowed up by debt is another big thing. Okay, it's like you live hard now and learning the hard lessons later, whereas I see some of you like in the reverse, really just kind of bunkering down now and working and hard, and now you're kind of reaping the rewards. So those kinds of patterns are happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and get one more card for the collective, and we'll see what you guys can expect for what is coming up. What's coming up on your journey, okay? What do you need to know about what is coming up? What do you need to look forward to? Okay, so I am the loving energy of the universe. Okay, again, I feel like a lot of you are going to be feeling that force around you. It's like an aha moment or an epiphany where everything you've been through, you're bouncing back. Many of you are saying, okay, that notch under my belt feels really good. I'm getting my energy back. I'm getting my clarity back. I feel like new gifts now are starting to emerge. That's why many of you felt so foggy. Okay, you had to rest, but I feel like a lot of you could have been fighting it, because you could have been like, why do I feel this way? I can't think, I can't work, I can't eat, I can't sleep. You were really just meant to kind of kick back and do things you enjoy, but there was a huge sense of guilt around doing that, because you were like, well, how is everything going to work out? And I feel like the universe is like, time and time again, we keep showing you need to rest when we tell you to, because we're taking care of those other things behind the scene. So many of you are going to start seeing more instances of that, where you really and truly are being guided to do more of what you love and enjoy, because your vibration needs to be kept at a high level, because again, you're going to have your community around you starting to swarm, and you're going to have to be able to outpour from like an optimistic place, from a good energy. That's why many of you are like, why, since stepping on this journey, I've become like so abundant and life has become so easy. It's almost like there's a sense of guilt about that. But I feel like it's because you have a big responsibility, right? Because a lot of you, as much as you might do things to outpour and help your community, I feel like on the days where you do get drained or tired, it is like really, really tired. Body, mind, and soul, you just need to sleep. So that's why a lot of you are being put in certain positions that you're in. So I feel like it's now in a place of like reaching others on a grander scale. It's like, get ready for a lot of people to be coming towards you, a lot of opportunities as well for you to be able to help and assist others, and you're going to be doing it effortlessly, fruitfully. It's going to bring in a lot of abundance and opportunities for you. And I feel like it's going to be that time where many of you are starting to say, okay, wow, now I really feel a sense of living in that purpose. Okay, so get ready to receive all kinds of channeled messages and assistance from your guides. And for many of you, one main message I keep getting is like, things are always working out for you. So if at any time you feel worried about anything, let it go into the universe. Talk to the universe. Let them know, okay, I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. Can I give these worries to you? Okay, and they will ease your heart. Okay, so that you can continue doing what it is you're meant to do, which is to be some kind of loving energy or force. It's been really hard for you to see that, but I feel like that feeling is returning back to many of you. It's like a feeling of responsibility. You'll see it. Okay, you'll see the confirmations. All right, guys? So I don't know who this was meant for, but I hope it finds you well. You guys take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Bye, guys.